think is relevant, because there is a lot of people, especially in this time, right? The uncertainty, and a lot of people going out of business, a lot of people struggling, a lot of people, and we can say that we are there too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
of
but
course.
not,
Who's
are
nobody's
getting
not
new
there?
customers, and like construction is slowed down and a lot
Yeah.
of things. What would you say to motivate these people to bring a little, I guess, good vibe to them? What would you tell
Yeah.
them?
Man, the way I'm doing it is, you know, cutting costs. The the main factor about a business is staying alive. The way you stay alive is by having some cash. Um, because you need cash to be able to continue, unless you have a different type of product that doesn't require it. But for us, like, if we have cash in the bank, we're good. We can continue to have what we have and grow it little by little, but it's growing. I don't have to have $100 million in the bank or $1 million in the bank to be happy. You know what I mean? And there's some entrepreneurs that's what they think about, is how can I get to that $1 million, because at that point I'm happy. You know what I mean? And maybe they can make it work, or maybe they can't. And maybe that's probably the reason why they can't get to, because they're just thinking about that dollar sign. But they're not really thinking about the main objective. Like, if I build up a customer base, that $1 million has become nothing, and it's actually going to be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times after, more than that. So I guess, you know, figure out a way of how to stay alive and how to keep some cash in the bank for whenever this is done, I can hit the ground running, and that is the biggest headache and things that will keep you up at night is the financials, and if you can find support in those and helping you with those finances and just kind of keeping you there, that is something that would take a lot of pain away from whoever's in charge, because that is what's going to keep you awake. That keeps you awake. I think the finances is super important, and that's the livelihood of the business. And it's not easy for some businesses. It's not easy, and that's why they go bankrupt. You starting out to see so many stores, so many retail places that you thought were like in great shape, or they were doing really good in business, but now they're filing for bankruptcy. And because they did not manage their finances well enough to be able to withstand a crisis like this, says a lot about how that business was running. And if there's a business that is surviving right now during a crisis like this, says a lot about that business too. It says a lot about the people that are running that business, because not many people could go through this. I mean, you have $100 million businesses that are on the stock exchange going out of business. How is that possible? You have so much money in the bank. How are you going broke? Well, at the end of the day, you actually never made money. You actually never made a profit. And these days, it's like the way of making money is totally different now.
Exactly.
It's not based on profit no more. Like, if I make $1 is profit. But if I lose 10, but I have 10 customers or whatever, how is that different from making money now? You know what I mean? If I'm losing money by having so many people on the platform and I don't make any money, how is that really a business that I can run? I don't want to lose money. I want to get money. I want to make profit. That is a business. That is something that's going to sustain you and actually make you grow later on and grow your business. Is profitability, not just revenue. But that was a long answer. But
So key takeaways: manage your cost, right? Be smart about your spending.
Yes.
Um, pay close attention.
Yes.
Only use money in the areas that you need it.
Yes.
Um, definitely, I will add to that persistence, right? Persistence, and one word that I love is perseverance. Perseverance. I think is it helps you, right? It helps you manage the money, the budget. It helps you manage the people. It helps when you are perseverance, when you have that perseverance, that drive, that grit. I feel like you find ways around. So yeah, I love that answer. Yeah. So
Yeah, I think that's super important too, because some people like feel like, oh man, I have to go through this and I'm stuck. I don't know what to do with my life. I owe people so much money and like my life is over. But I just feel like staying positive, figuring things out, slow down, think about it. Just think about it, and there's always a way out of something. And like I mentioned, connecting with people that are in the places that you're going, that you want to go, find mentors, then they will help you get out of it.
now that you mentioned something, another great point: mentors, finding people, connect. Yeah, so I think that's another value that you can offer to the audience or anybody that you might want to bring to the podcast, right? You
Yeah.
already passed through so many accelerators, incubators. You're well connected in the ecosystems, and I would say that people, a lot of these people, they might starting a business. They need those connections. Those connections doesn't happen from
No.
one day to another. You have
Yeah.
to leverage, but having a warm introduction of someone that is already connected into the ecosystem is a plus.
It's super
So
helpful.
yeah,
I mean,
so
many people have connected me with mentors that are, that I've created, or like that they've introed me, and like I've cultivated that relationship, and now they're my mentors, and it's just super, super important to have those people around you. And one thing is, never be afraid to ask for anything, never be afraid. I mean, being vulnerable is super important in the business world. And I think that's that's the key to
it's a game
getting
changer.
out of this crisis, man.
Yeah. Vulnerability. We are not in this alone. Huh?
You're not on this alone. You
Yeah.
always have somebody there that are in the same shoes that figured out a way out, or that are in the same shoes that also need help. So now you can tag team both of those problems at the same time. So yeah. Well, this is our conclusion to the podcast. I don't even know how long we've been talking, but we've been talking for a good while. But this is how I wanted to be. You know what I mean? I wanted to be where it's just
It's conversation. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
conversation.
Open, just like you say,
Open-minded. Yeah.
vulnerability. Yeah, vulnerable.
Exactly.
Bringing it to the table. Judgment-free zone. No
Yep.
one is gonna judge you. Love
Exactly.
it. Love it. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for being
I'm
my first
honored to
man.
be the first. The first host. I mean, not host, guest into the podcast. And
No.
I love it.
So I'm looking to bring some more people on, and maybe we have to do it through Zoom or something. But this is a pretty cool. I like it, and we're gonna continue doing this for everybody. So anybody hearing out there, just like and subscribe, and continue to follow us, give us feedback, and hopefully you learn something through this experiences. Over and out.